Huh? Huh. What's going on, guys? Leftover Remains here, and today I'm going to be staring at Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. And just so you know, this series isn't just me playing through a bunch of games, but rather show you, the viewer, how I would recreate codes and environments in games. Like this lamp from the first Metro game, for instance. And here's my version of it. Anyway, that's a video tutorial for another time. So without further ado, let the series begin. Woohoo! Leftover Remains. Ooh. So real quick, I just wanted to point out that this series already assumes you have the Unreal Blueprint open. I plan to do mostly pseudocode for general gaming playthrough, while certain things that catch my attention I will flesh out into actual code as I continue to play through the game. So first up, unlike the rest of the enemies in the game, the tutorial boss will never wake up, no matter how long we wait.
That's how you get them.
Whoa, did you guys catch that? Let's look at that slowly. So as mentioned before, this pseudocode breaks down the code into manageable and understandable sections that point out what the code needs to do in each of those sections. So here we can see the pseudocode being built out a little just to get a taste of what's to come in a few minutes when I walk you through an actual completed code that I made. This code, however, isn't finalized, but rather a jumping off point for testing and then debugging.
Somebody over there?
So looking at the fuzzle shot slowly, you can see that it's shrinking down while simultaneously firing off another fuzzle in the direction you're aiming at, and when it's done firing, it scales the crossbow fuzzle back up, giving the illusion of it being fired when it really isn't.
As you all know, the key to victory is the element of surprise. Surprise!
So this section is like a mini tutorial. You can now run at full speed, and right around a bend, the game leaves two helpless townfolk to run into.
Been looking.
Using simple polygons, I was able to recreate the Bolemite moving from home to home, and this is the code that may overwhelm some, and for others, help them. Let's get into it. So looking at the code that makes all this work, we start in the home blueprint, and when the game starts, it calls to a custom event called spawning, as well as set the move to location actor to itself. Moving along to the spawning and respawning custom events, it first checks to see if the actor can spawn anything at all. Perhaps you want to have two homes that look identical, but allow only one to spawn and the other to simply receive the incoming critters. Next, we check to see if the number to release is greater than 0. If it is, we continue the code and subtract 1 from the number to release. Afterwards, we spawn in a critter, in this example, a simple polygon cube that is a basic polygon, to make sure the code works at all. We set the spawn location to the location of the cylinder of this character, the home character. After spawning, I want to create a variable of the spawned actor for later use. Next, I am using a sequence to break the code into 2 roads, the top one setting some code in the critter blueprint, as well as calling its custom event to then fire. More on that in a minute. This refiring is just here to allow the creator to change how often the critter will get spawned, whether in a march, one after the other equal distance, or randomly released. The last thing in this home blueprint is the keep custom event that I created, which pretty much checks firstly if it can spawn, then adds 1 back into the pool to fire again in a loop. This will keep firing as long as the critters return home, otherwise it all stops. Here is a zoom out of the small but effective code. Now, onto the critter blueprint, which is even smaller than this, seeing as it also has less to do. So when that home to home event is called in the home blueprint, it gets the home actor and makes it a local variable that we can then call out inside this blueprint. After that, it also checks if the critter is conscious with another custom event. After that, it moves to the location we set in the editor. And then it will loop a code until it's either dead or picked up. So on the loop till dead, all it's doing is checking to see if our actor, the cube, has bumped into the set editor variable yet or not. If it hasn't, it will loop again until it has, as long as the critter is considered awake and not knocked out. If it does touch the target, then it calls to the event killing time, where after a small delay, it fires back into the home code to fire off the keep custom event, and then it destroys this critter. As for the conscious check, as long as the animal is able to move and hasn't hit its target yet, it will keep checking for a knockout. If it's knocked out, then it stops the animal, awaiting to be picked up, also causing the rest of the code to stop. Again, a quick zoom out of this code. Now, looking at the editor, I can go ahead and show you the setting move to location. As you can see, when I click on the location target, it shows me a list of all the actors in this scene to choose from. I already have one set, and I did the same for the other home actor. Here you can also see a list of my variables that I can change for this particular actor. And the other home can have a completely different setup based on my choices here. Even though they both use the same code, enough variable changes allow them both to act in completely different ways.
Yo, you with the bait!
Dragon trains is mine! I got my hands all over 'em. Hey, what was that? Ah, screw you, bounty hunter! I ain't going now! Chump cash-in time. Something weird. Something weird. Who's that over there?
Oh, that's kind of interesting. He's still fidgeting, being wrapped up, even though he's unconscious. Aha! Oh, I missed. Aha!
Now don't get us all ruffled up. Stranger. Good job taking it. Come on, what's your problem? I'm gonna stop that now, you crystal ball. Down and this turn. Hey, Willis, you can them outlaws are charging us for water. Work?
You know, the Western theme gets a little overdone in parts in this game. You just want to hit something.
Thud slugs flying around. They's great in a fight, knocking them outlaws out.
Here's a thud slug scaling up. So because the thud slugs are very powerful, they have a reload speed that is a lot slower than, say, the chipmunk or the bolamites, or even the fuzzles.
That hat-wearing freak! Get out of here alive! As for you, you furry freak! I only fight when it's a challenge!
So I prefer using bolamites instead of zapflies because I noticed that using a zapfly takedown, it alerts everyone in the nearby vicinity, whereas bolamites, surprise, surprise, are more quieter.
Try something new! If you can take out the rest of my boys, stranger, then you must be Hey, saw something move. There you... You enjoying smacking my boys around, stranger? Well, it's not quite the party you and Blister's booty gonna have. Smacking it up in that cozy jail. Blister's booty? Oh no, I ain't going back in the cell with him.
Oh my god. 15 years later, and I finally get the joke.
You do not want to know.
Real quick, I'm curious to know where he hid. Nowhere! There is not a room back here. Man, I'm really missing some good thud slug shots. Dang, I just missed him again.
Now that's how dukes go down. Boom bats, yeah, I could use some of them. Blow them outlaws into little bitsies. Got the Duke. Now to turn him in. Oh!
Myself a drink of water,
Anyway guys, this wraps up the first video of the series, the first of many more that I have planned. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. If you want to see more playthrough and gaming tutorials, definitely like the video and show your support by subscribing to the channel. By chance, was there anything that you didn't notice if you played this game before that you saw now?
Right. Well,
Anyway guys, I'll see you next time.
due to the unique nature of this case, the operation is shaping up to be rather complicated. Well, give or take a few grand.
What? I ain't paying that.
Right. Well, sorry to hear that, but I got a business to run.
I need this to survive.
Right. Well, that could be a problem, couldn't it? for you.
How the hell am I paying for this?
You're supposed to be the big badass bounty hunter. Figure it out.